Hello everybody and welcome back to another Pokemon discussion video where today we're going to be talking about the region of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and we're going to actually discuss why that's going to affect, certain designs, and we're going to talk about what new Pokemon could come from that. So first things first, the Galar region, I think is what it's called. The Galar region is based off of England, which is really cool because we haven't had a really English/European, region since probably the X and Y? Yeah, probably X and Y, because X and Y is based off France, I think. So we get this cool, Western culture influenced Pokemon game for once. And you can really see it in how the whole design of the game is. If you look at the map, you can see a lot of factories and castles and stuff, which is very, very, English, if I have to say. It's very reminiscent of, say, like a city like London, or just, the castles and stuff all being out in the wilds, It's very reminiscent of, London and England and all that stuff. Now, how does this affect Pokemon designs? Well, in past games, they've sort of taken inspiration from mythological creatures and folklore, sometimes pertaining to the, region it's in, or sometimes pertaining less to that. And so I don't know if they're going to really do that, but if Sun and Moon is anything to base off of, I think it's pretty likely that we're going to get some cool English, folklore-based monsters. But what could that even be? Well, I have some ideas. My first and probably my most unoriginal idea for a new legendary monster for this next game is potentially a dragon. Now, we all know that, dragons are pretty common in Pokemon already, so it's not really unique. However, I would like to see a giant red, four-legged dragon, straight up just D&D style dragon. And I would love to see that come out of this and just exist, but have it be based off of the Saint George and the Dragon mythology. Which, if you don't know that story, basically a saint basically comes into town and says, hey, this dragon is asking for human sacrifices, let's stop that. And then he murders the dragon, and it's a whole thing. It's a really old story, very traditional English, stuff. And it's been around for a long time. So because of that, I think it would be really cool to see a legendary dragon based off of that. However, they could also do some other things. For example, I would expect them to actually sort of pull some things from some Scottish folklore too, and some just general, European folklore, because, they don't have to keep super, only England folklore. They could also, branch out to all the other European folklore. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they made a Pokemon that was, say, based off of Kelpies, which Kelpies are these weird horses that would kidnap children by basically saying, hey, you should ride me. And then the kids would mount the horses, and then they would get drowned by the Kelpies. And that was cool, I would like to see a Loch Ness Monster sort of thing. In fact, what I would really like to see is maybe have a sort of part in the game where you go to a lake and you find a Loch Ness Monster sort of monster, and it's the evolution of Lapras. That would be really cool, honestly. And it's just a lake where all these Laprases exist, but then there's one weird one that you don't know is there, and it's just it's straight up from Pokemon Gold and Silver, where they have a shiny version of this super rare and elusive Pokemon that is the evolution of Lapras. I think that would be really cool. Finally, I think that there's going to be a very big theme of, man versus nature in this game. I honestly think that in this game they're going to be pushing the whole, industrialization is bad for this reason, and they're going to push all that, and that's probably going to be, the main thing, the main conflict, because there's always a main conflict in Pokemon games. There's always, that weird thing where it's, in Pokemon Sun and Moon, it was all about the conservationists being problematic, and then you also had the people that were kind of left behind by the system, which were Team Skull, and that was a whole thing, and it's cool. I like it, I really do, but it's just like, what else can you do with that? And I think that the main conflict for this is going to be like industrial, like revolution type shit, where it's going to be like, there's these big factories and they're making things and they're polluting the area and stuff. And then you're going to have like people that are like basically either one of two things is going to happen. Either it's going to be the factory workers, like the factory owners, are going to be the big bads of this game. And they're going to be like, oh man, nope, sorry kids, but we need money. And I could see that being a big deal. Or they could do the opposite and make it like violent protesters are the big bads and they're the evil group. Or they could do both, where both are kind of negative influences on both each other and everyone around them. I think that would be really cool. But overall, like, the region itself has a lot of stuff that could be really fleshed out upon, and I think that I'm really excited to see what they do with the legendaries, because, you know, in X and Y they did the whole like Yggdrasil trio, where it's like it's literally based on like Norse mythology, and that's really cool. But I would really like to see something more along the lines of like actual like lore that is sort of related to the thing that it's based off of, you know? But yeah, that's that. And if you, I want to hear your guys' opinion. If you think that my idea is stupid and have better ones, be sure to leave a comment down below, because I really would like to see what you guys have for ideas in terms of the future of the game's development and like what this could turn out to be. You know, we don't have that much to go off of, but we do have enough to where it's like we can see different things and have some really cool, unique, I would say, Pokemon, and just a really unique experience this time around. Especially since this is like the first console version of a Pokemon game that we've gotten since Pokemon Gale of Darkness. So, yeah. But all in all, I hope that you guys liked this video. Again, leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.